Hello everybody, Patrick LaRouche here. I'm an intuitive healing expert and the creator of the Live Pain Free Process. You can find me if you're looking at livepainfreeprocess.com. I help people that understand that everything is connected in the body. It's just you have to learn how to use that connectivity to help you heal rapidly and efficiently. Today, folks, what we're going to be talking about is the concept of the way that you walk. And majority of us don't realize that we're gracefully avoiding a fall. What do I mean by that? It means when we walk, we're just allowing our bodies to just keep up with us, and it's just flopping all over the place. And all it's technically doing is using muscle tissue in any way, shape, or form to keep us up so we do not fall. So we actually just look like, if we take it apart, it looks like we're just gracefully trying to avoid falling. We're flopping all over the place to avoid a fall. Today I want to take apart the things that you can do to stop that. And it's just small conscious things that you would do that get your body to start moving more efficient and a lot easier, so you don't look like you're falling, and two, you will avoid injury from walking. And you'd be surprised how many people get injuries just by walking, because it's just an overuse injury system. So I want you to understand one thing. One thing I want you to really truly burn into your head is, if you're not walking with purpose and drive, your body is always going to flop all over the place. If you're always point A to point B, like knowing what's going on, your body's going to do one thing, and that's the way the body works best. If you show it one thing, it's just going to take it and run with it. But if you're just all over the map, your body's going to just be pulling information from everywhere. We're not going to be talking about the mindfulness aspect, because that's a whole nother big deal, and you need to be mindful. What we're going to be talking about is just the strict mechanics of being purposefully walking and getting your body to propel itself forward without trying to hurt itself. We're going to talk about three things. The three things I really want you to focus on is what's happening in your feet, what's happening in your hips and where you're propelling your energy from, and how structured of a unit are you. If you focus on those three things, everything will get easier upon your walking. Because when you're actually walking and you're not realizing where your feet are landing, you're more likely going to try to grab the world, go to where you're going. So those A-type personality types, you'll see it easily because they're so driven forward. They're propelling themselves forward, so they're taking a ginormous step out. And if you did that to try to reach your destination faster, you're automatically going to heel strike, and that's just going to throw a lot of kinetic weight up into the system without much disbursement. And it's probably going to land in your back. It's probably going to land in your knees. There's many different places it can land, and a lot of people talk about that. If you want to understand that more, like the way you're supposed to walk, go back to my old video about the importance of the big toe. I was outside, I showed a lot of mechanics of how you're supposed to walk and how that's supposed to propel you forward. So take a look at that. But I want you to notice that I want you to start focusing on pushing off. If you want more detail on that, please go look at that old video. Next thing I want you to focus on is what's happening in your hip. Where are you leading from? So I teach a lot of people about the core, and it's not about planks, it's not about just strong core, it's just purposefully, like, where are you holding? Like, what else is happening? I want you to start driving your energy from your navel. So when you're walking, you're not walking with a bowed out sensation, but you're walking leading with your navel. And once you start walking leading with your navel, it's automatically going to keep you upright. If your navel is pointing forward, straight and forward, now your hips have to readjust somewhat, so it's not just pointing down or pointing all the way up. You have to find this sweet spot within yourself. If you have a back injury, it's still the same thing. You find the sweet spot where your navel feels comfortable leading the route, your body's going to be upright so much easier. And number three, the thing that I want you to do in the third aspect is, how structured are you? Right? How structured are you when you walk? So we're talking about a navel, we're talking about a foot. If you're still allowing your body to flop around and you're looking like you're in The Walking Dead chasing somebody, you'd be surprised how many people I look at, and it's just like you can see a lot of this. If you're structured and you start watching this, one, your core will start to define itself all by itself. So if you're looking for a six-pack, start walking more and start holding this in a position, not in a hold your breath position and you're walking. What we're talking about is just a nice subtle contraction where now you have a controlled twist and not so much flopping. So as you walk, you want this natural twist to happen, but not excessive, which means your oblique system has to work properly, your abdominals, transverse abdominals. There's so many aspects of the core. I'm not going to get into that because that's just a whole conundrum on itself. But all those muscles have to start learning how to work together to get you to do a number like this. Now, if you're doing that on a conscious basis and you're now walking with your navel and you have this nice little twist, now you're going to be walking with consciousness, with more purpose, and it's going to make you feel more confident. It's going to open up your chest. You're going to be able to breathe better, and now you're going to actually be able to walk, and you're not going to be pounding on yourself consistently. And all you have to do is just watch those three areas. Like, make sure you're not flopping all over the place. Make sure this is not extremely tight. Make sure your core has just a nice subtle tightness to it where it actually is restricting itself. And then now it's working with itself. Not no hard frozen aspect like when you do core work and you're doing planks or anything like that. It's just a subtle contraction where now it's controlling you from moving side to side and a complete rotation, right? You want just a nice, easy movement. You focus on that. Focus on where you're landing with your feet, pushing off with your back foot, with your foot behind you. Your other foot's naturally going to land right on top of you. And now you have the ability to walk and not be putting more damage on your body. And your body's going to walk gracefully. It's going to walk smoothly. And it's going to be so much easier on yourself all the way around. And then you start working on your mindfulness. And then you can start doing the meditative walks and all those things. And that's a whole different story. And that's a whole different ballgame. But I want you to really focus on that. And that will help you avoid falling. Thank you. Bye.